Hello everyone. The other time I made a video on how to make egusi soup without adding oil. I did mention that egusi wasn't used for only soup. And since then, many people have been asking me, what else can we use egusi for? What else can we possibly use egusi for? That's why I decided to upload this particular video. All right, so we are making akara. Who doesn't love akara? Akara in those days was one of my favorite breakfasts. The only thing is that we didn't really make it that much in my house. We always used to go and buy in the morning. Okay, so let's make it now. I am going to be making this akara using a combination of beans and egusi seeds or melon seeds or agoshi, depending on the country you are watching this from. So it's going to be 2 parts beans and 1 part egusi. I have used standard cup to measure mine here. So I have 2 standard cups. I have 2 standard cups of beans and 1 standard cup of egusi. That's exactly what you are seeing on the tray. They have been cleaned and washed. Both the egusi and the beans, they were soaked, cleaned, and washed and clean. I don't know how to speak the English, but they are clean. All right, so I've now combined the 3 parts in this blender. All of them are here right now, and I've added some crayfish. Beautiful crayfish that a sister of mine brought for me from Nigeria. Beautiful crayfish. So I've added the crayfish here. I'm not blending the onion and the peppers here. I love to see them chopped. Okay, so and I've also added 1.5 cups of water. Room temperature water, normal water, not hot water, normal water. Because I need to assist my blender. Okay, now we are going to blend this up into a paste. I'm going to blend this up. If you like, you can allow your own to blend so very smoothly. I do not really like very smooth akara paste, so I will blend mine to my taste. You are going to blend just to your taste. This is my own. Notice that it's not extremely smooth. That is how I like my akara right from time. You can make your own very smooth. It will only just give you the type of texture that you desire. But this is how I like it. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to be doing now is to cover this up for 30 minutes so that the yeast in the beans can be activated. And then we will whip it up later. You will be seeing those ones when I am doing exactly that. All right, so why are we even adding the egusi here at all in the first place? It is to increase the protein content of this meal. People call beans protein food. Is it really a protein food? Because it contains more carbohydrates than protein. We will talk a little bit about that. Now I've covered this paste up with a cling film. And I am just going to leave it on the counter here so that it can keep on, doing whatever it's doing. Now it's 30 minutes. The next thing we want to do is to open it all up and whip it up. I'm going to be showing you 3 methods by which you can whip up your pastes. Just in case you do not have one method, then you can use the other method. This whipping up is to help us incorporate lots of air so that we can have a fluffy akara. This is one method, using hand whisk. If you have a hand whisk or a stand mixer, you can use any of that, just like this. And you will continue with this for like 5 minutes. If you were using this one, it's helping to beat in air, just like you're mixing cakes. Or you can just use the normal hand whisk. If you have some strength in your hand, why not? And then the last method I will talk about is blending. So when you open it all up, just pour it in the blender and blend again for another 5 minutes. Okay, I have finished mixing up my paste. I finished whipping up my paste for 5 minutes, and I've added my onion and pepper and a little bit of salt to your taste. Don't to over salt your food anyway. So I've mixed it up, and here's my oil already heating. We're going to be frying straight away. I'm using some, depending on the shape you like, I'm just using a spoon to drop some in there. And then I'm going to be frying each of these akara 3 minutes on each side, and then flip and then allow it to cook well. One thing you can notice here is that the oil is hot, but it's not smoky. It's hot. Why is it hot? Because I want it to be able to seal up the skin of the akara very quickly so that I don't allow the akara to soak oil. You know, because this is deep fried food, guys. This is deep fried food. Akara hasn't got any other method of cooking it. It's a special meal. Even though you're watching your weight, or you're doing weight management, or you don't want to consume lots of fat for some reasons, maybe for heart health, then you obviously once in a while will probably love to eat this, but choose the good quality oil. Like I have done here, this is olive oil that I'm using to fry my akara. Okay. So you can also eat a few, not too many, but if you do decide to eat it healthy. All right. So while we are frying up this akara, I'm just thinking, why don't we just do a little bit of education here? Remember, my videos are not just about cooking. I cook for a purpose. So we are here and we should call ourselves the mindful cooks. We are mindful about what we cook. Okay. So beans is not, let me say, it's mostly known as a protein food. This is what people call beans. That's why even with diabetes, they say you can eat beans. But if you're a diabetic patient, you will understand that when you eat beans, your blood glucose rises because beans is high in carbohydrate. Whereas beans, 100 grams of dry beans, 100 grams of dry beans will give you about 63 grams of carbohydrate. Imagine that, about 63 grams of carb, and the protein there will be like 24. So would you rather call that a protein food or a carbohydrate food? As for me, it's a starchy food. And that's why for a diabetic patient, I will normally say to you, eat beans the way you eat rice, little quantity. Or I can teach you a special way of cooking it so you can eliminate excess sugar from your beans. Actually, I have a video like that on this channel, and I'm going to put the link below so you can click and see how you should cook your beans to reduce the carbohydrate in your beans, or to reduce the starch or sugar in your beans, so that you can actually truly eat it and call it a protein food. So adding egusi here helps us to increase the protein content of this meal, and overall the carbohydrate content is now lowered. What I mean is, for example, if you made this akara using only those 2 cups of beans, then of course you have a certain amount of carb. By the time you add egusi to it, you have now reduced the total carbohydrate in the whole meal. That's what I mean. Okay. We will not be able to do too much details, but just I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, my people, see this akara. How beautiful does this even look to you? It's so beautiful. So adding egusi to your akara will not spoil your akara. It will not even spoil the taste. It will not affect the texture. You will even have a better texture. Can you see how, let me say, poof, poof, it's looking poof, isn't it? This akara is looking robust and beautiful. Is holding its shape, right? So I have finished frying this akara, my people. Look at this beauty. Beautiful, high protein, low carbohydrate, delicious. And this is heart healthy too, because I used olive oil. Okay, I used olive oil, so it's heart healthy. So don't be afraid to eat this, but do not overindulge because of calories. Oil is high in calories, and if you are not an active person, too much calorie will store fat for you, and you can increase your weight. Good. Let's see the inside. Ooh, it's crispy outside. This is what I'm showing you. It's crispy. Let's see the inside. What can beat an akara that has a crispy outside with a velvety, fluffy inside? Beauty. Gorgeous. This is beautiful. I can't wait to dive into this and taste it for you. I wish YouTube has a way of you tasting this. Ooh. Let me taste it for you guys. Right. Taste it. Go on. Mm, mm, delicious. That's the only word I can use. Delicious. Guys, see the way I just peeled off that skin? That's how I used to peel off Akara skin when I was young. And then I'll first of all eat up the skin before I go for the inside. I am able to achieve it with this Akara. What could you possibly have against this? Will you add egusi to your Akara next time? Promise me you're going to add egusi to your Akara next time. Because you want to increase your protein intake, good quality protein intake, and reduce your carbohydrate intake. This is one of the ways for you as a diabetic patient to go. Okay, so know now that beans is a high carbohydrate food, but you can reduce the content of carbohydrate in Akara or moi moi by adding egusi, and you will increase all other nutrients, vitamin A, magnesium, and all those fantastic nutrients that is abundant in egusi seeds. Okay, let's just make sure of this Akara for you once again, just to encourage you to go and make it. I always say make protein food for the elderly in your house. Make it for the children who run around a lot. They need energy and strong muscles. Make it for yourself. If you develop good quality muscles, then your body can even burn fat more. Have you subscribed to my channel? Leave me a comment. Thank you.